Yep, the sound was not good. Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC on a 3D basis, and we'll take a look at some of these alt and what type of a breakout they could get over the next like a few hours, few days, or even like a few months, and all that good stuff, right? So if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes, right? Don't forget to join my public Telegram group, link in the description. You can also join my premium or public Discord group, link in the description for the these macro analysis, short term to a medium term analysis, and all that good stuff, right? So make sure to hit the likes. Let me know if the sound is good, so we can get the moonshot and all that good stuff. Hey, what's up, Craig? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Pablo S Crypto in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We got Stefano in the house, Hamza Moonboy in the house, Jordan, and Mr. Bistute is saying, "Send Crypto the king of macro." You're calling it the right name. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. All right, 46 Zebra, 47 Zebra in the house. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. So you guys know, as I just said, on the title, right? Bitcoin, 3D update, game on, right? Is it time to go all in? Okay, is it time to be extremely bullish, on BTC? Is it time to basically sell the cat, sell the dog, sell everything, and just jump in and ready for the moonshot, right? We'll take a look at it details by details, right? And discuss what we need to be paying attention to and all that good stuff. Don't worry about the title; it is just a clickbait title. So don't go all in because of I'm saying BTC game on. Okay, just try to warn you, all of you guys, right? So now, when we take a look at BTC on a 3D basis, most of you guys know our 3D strategy. Okay, just to remind you, so if you're new to our channel, what we've been saying was like if we get a candle close, okay, a candle open and close below our 3D 21, while our MACD right here remains basically a negative, the trend going to be down. So we've been pretty straightforward regarding our directional move since when? Since November. So BTC dumped like over nearly 35% after we flipped negative. Okay, even more than 35%, depending on where you basically been. Basically where you started to be bearish at. Okay, so now what we're saying on the upside, we're looking for what? The MACD to clearly cross bullish right here. Okay, it is already bullish. Okay, so if you're a bear, you might not see it, but if you watch clearly, you can see like we already got a green tick right there. The first one, the first 3D candle above the the first 3D candle, the first 3D bullish candle. Okay, now the next thing we need to basically pay attention to over the next like a couple of hours or even like a couple of days is like we need to get the MACD, we need to get price action, okay, to close above the 21 EMA. Okay, let me just repeat it. MACD right there, it is bullish. However, we need to get the price right to close above the 21 EMA. So the yellow line, it is our 21 EMA, and right now it is at 43,754. So we above it, and we will close the 3D 20. We will close the 3D cycle in 28 hours, basically a day and four hours, right? So something to keep in mind, even though price action is at resistance right there, the 3D time frame, it is still pushing higher and try to get a close above 44K and all that good stuff. So that's one of the most important thing to remember regarding the live stream and regarding what the 3D time frame. So if we go back and take a look at it since like when, I mean, it's been a while, guys. I talk about it when BTC was right here. Okay, that's when I first started to talk about it, and I give you guys an example right here, right? Back then, I was like, okay, if you take a look at the 2018 bottom right there, after our MACD cross bullish right there, right? We got a bullish crossover, right? And price action was just what? Consolidating. Okay, consolidating below the 21 EMA, and as soon as we get the price action above the 21 EMA, all you needed to do is just stay bullish. And back then I was even bullish on BTC, like started back in like 3,500 range, even before the we get the price to a close above the 21 EMA. And as you can see, we pump all the way up to 14K, and we talk about it right here also. Okay, another example is right here, right there. After we broke out above like a 72.85, I was like, if we break out above 72.85, the trend will be up. Okay, and that time I wasn't even using the 3D 21 EMA and the MACD, but it coincided with my shorter term analysis and all that good stuff. Right here back in September, I said, okay guys, if we close above the 3D 21, pump all the way up to 11K, consolidate right around like 11.5, MACD crossing bullish, we will be going to the upside. All right, so now we will just have to repeat the same basically a strategy, and staying with our strategy basically for the next like a few weeks and so on, to see if BTC will try to stay above the 21 EMA over the next like a few days and so on, and that could basically just shift the momentum. Remember, the momentum shifting doesn't mean like BTC will be going all the way up to 100K. Okay, but it is going to be a different topic. We will talk about it over the next like a few days and so on. But as of now, the only thing we want to focus on is like getting price action to stay above the 3D 21, while price action, while the MACD is positive. Okay, so now the next thing we will discuss, because it is not guaranteed, right? We will be closing above the 3D 21, or we will be staying above the 3D 21. So we got to get what? A backup plan. So what is going to be my backup plan? Okay, let me know your backup plan. Okay, my backup plan is like, since okay, on a higher time frame, all right, we've been talking about like the weekly 100 EMA. If you've been following our channel long enough, after we broke out below 50, 52, 53K area, what we said, support at the weekly 100 EMA. I said it so many times, guys. Weekly 100 EMA going to be our strongest support. And what? Our monthly 21 EMA, we hit both targets, guys. 100 EMA on a weekly basis, 21 EMA on a monthly basis. Spot on. Okay, so nothing to say regarding the downtrend target. Okay, we hit it. We hit the price target, based on prices, and at the same time based on indicators. So if we take a look at the area right here, that was our first retest. Could we retest it? Absolutely. Okay, so that's why I'm saying on the 3D basis, right? If we get some sort of rejection, our price support, it is still going to be right here. Okay, our price support, right? It is still going to be 35K down to 33K. Okay, so we will just have to wait and see if BTC will the bulls will keep up the momentum above like 43 and so on. If that's the case, we will be looking for high prices later on, right? Because we got resistance up to 51.57, which was our previous bearish resistance right here. We talked about it multiple times. 51.7 up to 52K area. So that's going to be our biggest resistance if we do not retest the 33 to 35K area. Could it go higher, right? Up to 46? Absolutely, because 46 on a monthly basis, 46 was what? Our monthly open, right? Our yearly open and monthly open right there, just about like a 46K area. So 46 going to be a very crucial key area. It is going to be our quarterly and monthly resistance at the same time. Okay, so just to cut it short, right? Make the live stream very, very interesting and short. Our resistance over the next like a few weeks going to be up to a 46 right there, 44, 46K area. It is going to be a good resistance for the bears, right? That's going to be monthly and quarterly resistance. So it means that we could still be in this range for the next like a few weeks and all that good stuff. And our quarterly and monthly support going forward going to be right here for the bears also, right? You don't want to short BTC below what? Below 35K. Okay, remember, on our way down, I was saying like you don't want to short BTC below what? Below 40K. Now you don't want to be shorting BTC below 35K because the volatility could be very, very high if we have to retest, 33, 35 right here. So if you see like BTC doing something like that and try to retest 30K, you'll be like, oops, we're going to a 10K, like the 10K bear is calling right now. You're basically going to get wrecked just like what's going on right here, shorting at 35 and basically BTC pumping back up to 45. All right. So just to repeat it, right? The resistance short term for the bears, right? Going to be in this range of 44 to 46. Okay, 44 to 46K area going to be resistance for the next like a few weeks. And if you take a look at the weekly 21 EMA, also, right, it is right now at 46.7. Okay, so which basically coincide with our previous support on the lower degree. If you take a look at it right here, if you take a look at it right there, we talk about 45, 46K area back in, December and January right there. Okay, after we said BTC got a resistance at 52, right? 51.7, 52K area. We said, 44, 45, 46K area going to be a support, and we retested it again. We said, don't long it, guys. Don't long BTC. Don't buy BTC above 50K. Even though I'm macroly bullish on BTC, we're still going to be retesting our monthly 21 EMA at some point, and we did that exactly. So keep an eye on 46 to 44, right? Primary resistance, we're already nearly above it, 43 and a half. That's what I said in my premium, right? Buy at the monthly 21, and we will be basically looking for the 40975 41K area and up to a 46K area. Okay, so we've seen all these prices over the last 2 weeks and so on, so nothing is new. So it's not like BTC is above like a 70K, so most people are jumping and humping and all that good stuff, rushing to buy BTC, but nothing is new. Okay, all these prices, we've seen it before. We've seen all these prices less than 2 3 weeks ago. Okay, back in January 13th, BTC was right around like 43 45. So if you basically panicking because BTC is back up to a 44, you don't know what's going on. Okay, you do not know exactly what's going on, so you just buying numbers and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a monthly again, right? Before I take a look at the chart room. So monthly 21 EMA, it is still looking pretty good. So I did not expect basically BTC to dump below the 21 EMA easily, right, in February. And I said it, and I told you guys, we dumped like 20K, nearly 20,000 points in December, right? Nearly, 14, 15,000 points in January. So we cannot keep dumping like 10,000 points every month. So if you see BTC dumping like 20,000 points, 15,000 points, you got to know it is a good buy range. You don't even need to know how to do charting to basically be buying the support and all that good stuff. So support for BTC, on the macro view, it is still going to be the low to mid 30K if we ever retest it, right? But monthly 21, it is still looking pretty good, all right? Monthly 21, it is still looking pretty good, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on a 3 weeks basis. The 3 weeks time frame, I'm trying to be very cautious. Okay, try to incorporate it with our 3D time frame, right? The 3 weeks time frame. If you take a look at it right here, we discussed how the 21 EMA was a strong support back in May, June, July, right here, and we used it as a support right here back in December, and now it could act as a strong resistance right there. Okay, we could still pump back up to 46. Remember, even though it is the 3 weeks time frame, right? The first 3 weeks candle right here of the year was actually very engulfing. You take a look at the second 3 weeks candle right now, it is pretty what engulfing. That's the same thing we got last year right there. Started back in January 22nd, right? What I was saying was like, it is time to buy the dip. Remember January 21st last year, I was very, very specific, and I was like, okay, it is time to buy the dip. Even though we got a big rejection right here, we're most likely going to be pushing to the upside. Okay, and I explained to you guys why on the low degree and all that good stuff. So we just have to be, we just have to respect the first 3 week cycle, right? The bearishness right there. The candle open at 46K area, which is basically our yearly open. It is going to be our resistance in the short to medium term time frame. Remember, resistance doesn't mean like a dump. It only means like a level where price action will consolidate, and we will take a look at it on the lower degree to take a look at those divergences and all that good stuff, right? But overall, it is starting to look good. And let's see if we can get a close above 44 on a 3D basis, and 46K on a monthly basis and all that good stuff, right? So now the next cycle we will take a look at, it is going to be the PAX GBTC. Okay, the PAX. Hey, what's up, T Dog? Hey, what's up, T Dog? You say the clickbait title works for you, right? All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the PAX GBTC. All right. So if we take a look at the PAX GBTC, okay, we talked about it like a couple of weeks ago. I think like last week, right? I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about like how important it is like for BTC, right, to get some sort of rejection in this area. So we didn't even like get a chance, right, to even push all the way up to like a 0.06 to a 0.062 area. Okay, could we still retest it? Possibly, right? But we will see, because as of now, we're breaking out below our 3D 21, and MACD right there, it is starting to be what? To be negative. So if you take a look at it, basically the same setup we use on BTC, right? That's the same setup we could use also on the MACD right here on PAX GBTC. The PAX GBTC, if it is bearish, it means like BTC USD, it is going to be extremely bullish. Okay, as you can see right here, we did get a nice distribution pattern right there between 0.06 to a point, between 0.047 up to a 0.06 for like nearly 3 months. That was the BTC 30K support, right? So on the PAX G, it was right around like 0.04 to 0.06 area. Okay, so could we get another distribution top right here? I don't know. We could get something like that. It means if we do, it means like BTC could be between 33, right, to a 40K area, just like what happened back in May, June, July. But I don't know. We will just wait and see. As of now, the trend, it is pretty strong to the downside. We're breaking out below the 21 EMA, so we got to get back above it. And if we do, it means like BTC USD will have to basically cool off. Okay, so another potential pattern we could get is like, just get a flat right here where we push back up to like a 0.056 whatever, right, and dump back down. Okay, so and that could reflect on BTC also, right? It means like regarding BTC, right, we could get a double top double bottom right here. Okay, we could get a move something like that for BTC, just like what happened right here. And then after that, we will decide if we will be going pushing to the upside, or if we will be getting a triple bottom. So we just have to be very cautious. You cannot just look at the price like, oh, we at 44, now we got to go up to like a 60K. It doesn't work that way. As you can see right here, it took nearly 90 days, okay, to just consolidate before the next uptrend. Okay, consolidation started back in May 19th, right? And we moved sideways like for 60 days. Okay, and from all-time high, we dumped like, you know, we moved like sideways for like a 3 month, over like 100 days, all right, after the all-time high. So if you take a look at it right here, similarly, right, I've been saying like whenever BTC dumps like more than 90 days, right, after all-time high, it is time to buy the dips. So right now it is almost like 89 days, not based on indicators or anything, but just based on timing. Okay, 90 days period, right? 90 days angle, 90 days angle, 90-degree angles, right? That's the easiest way to remember it. Okay, you're gonna get a potential big move to the upside. So any dips right now for BTC, it is still going to be a good buy. Remember, if we dips, let's say if BTC dips like 10%, most bears gonna start to call for 10K, and once we retest like 35, people will be, people will basically be be panicking about like buying the dips and all that good stuff, right? So I said it when we were dumping, I called it, and I was like, guys, it is time to buy BTC at 35K. I tweeted it. I did all I could, okay, guys, to make sure people won't be FOMOing on the next uptrend. All right. So if we retest our 33 to 35K over the next like a few weeks, you just got to remember all the bears will be calling for lower prices. And if you're going to be waiting for lower prices, you might get in trouble, right? If we push back up to 43, 44. As I said, you just don't know how long we're going to be in this range. I'm not saying we will be creating this pattern, but if we just respect like macro support, right? You're not going to be panicking if we basically pump, because you already bought the dip at the macro support. Okay, so respect those macro supports, weekly 21. I mean, weekly 100 EMA, monthly 21. You just have to write it on your wall and not try to short at the weekly 100 EMA, right? And all that good stuff. Hey, what's up, K4 Liberty? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. The beast of the chart says K4 Liberty. Been watching Send Crypto since 2018. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Yeah, weekly. I will take a look at the weekly volume. That's my next topic, right? So we talk about BTC on a monthly, 3D, weekly. We talk about the Fox G BTC, right? And let's take a look at the volume. The volume, we were expecting the volume to be pretty high, last week, but it wasn't, right? So it makes it like pretty, pretty hard right now, right? To to really, really be extremely bullish on BTC, okay, even though the 3D time frame is bullish, right? So if you take a look at volume, is kind of decreasing right now, right? So we will see if bulls will show up. It doesn't mean like bulls won't bump, right? Because we've seen it back in 2020. As you can see right here, volume was decreasing, right? And everyone was saying like, oh, the volume is decreasing, we will dump. But what I was saying was like, even though I was saying like we could dump, but we cannot rely on that volume at that time. The reason for that is that's the same thing I was saying back then right here. Okay, I was saying like most, we cannot rely on the lower volume right here. Volume, even though it is decreasing, we could get a very big volume, right, just to cancel everything. And then you're going to be like, okay, volume now is increasing. That's exactly what I was saying back in 2019 right here, when most bears were saying, oh, volume is decreasing. Because if you take a look at it on the Heikin-Ashi, right? If you take a look at it on the Heikin-Ashi candle, I was saying like no wicks. We didn't get any wicks to the downside right there, right there. I was saying like, okay, now we're not getting any wicks to the downside, even though volume is decreasing. You just have to stay with the trend, right? Because the next volume to break the trend could be very high, and you're going to be like, oops, now we got a high volume. But think about it. From this point to that point, you got low volume. And from that point to that point, you got a very high volume. You see what I'm saying? So we just have to, if you take a look at it right here, similarly, right there, you got low volume. All of a sudden, you got high volume. Okay, so in this range, I'm not saying that's what we will, that's what we will get, but just to be cautious, right? We could get low volume right here, and all of a sudden we're going to get high volume right there, meaning like the breakout could be very, very big. But since like the weekly, it is still negative, right? Let's just pay attention to our 3D basis, right? To see if we can close above our 21 EMA over the next like a few days and so on. All right. So now, you know exactly what's going on with the volume, right? Even though the volume is low, we just have to be cautious and take what you get. Okay. The hardest thing, guys, was like to buy the dips right at 35K. Okay, or even lower. Okay, that was the hardest thing. Now the easiest thing right now is just to sit tight, relax, and eat some popcorns, right? You don't want to be eating popcorns while the market is dumping. You want to be buying the dips when market is dumping. I'm referring to a Wonder Boy. I'm messing with Wonder Boy, but you get the joke, right? You don't want to be eating popcorns when the market is dipping. You want to be buying the dips, and when the market is pumping, you just chill, sit tight, relax, listen to some crypto, and be eating popcorns and watch the popcorn parties, right? My golden coin loom. Hey, what's up, Healer? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hex. All right, so now let's go ahead and move on to Ethereum, because we killed Ethereum, guys, up from like 4,200 range all the way down to a $2,200, right? And and now it is back up to a resistance up to a 3,150, guys. So if you've been following my channel, you know exactly we talk about Ether, right? When Ether was right there. All right, what we said right here, it is time to what? Get out of Ether above like a 4,100 range. Okay, it even pump all the way up to 44, right? 4400, right? And dump all the way down to our final target, 2200. It even dumped like below 2200, and now it is back up to a resistance, right? 2850, 3150. So let's see if Ether will break out above the 3D21, just like BTC. Ether, we just have to be very cautious because the 3D time frame right here, it is still negative, right? And the Ether dominance, it was above like 19%. So in the 3D time frame, it is still not bullish on the MACD. So just have to be very cautious regarding Ether. So I think like the resistance up to 3150, it could go high up to 33, but on average 3000, just like what we said on the on the downside, right when we were dumping from 4,000 to 100 range. Okay, so on average 3000 going to be the starting resistance, right? The lower end resistance was 28, the higher end resistance going to be 3150. So we will take a look at it in the next like a few days to see if we will get some sort of divergences and all that good stuff. So immediate support for Ether, it is still going to be 2200, right there, up to a 23, up to a 2300. Okay, just write it down. That's going to be our immediate support, right? And the next resistance is going to be 1800, okay, on average, all right, for Ether. I'm not saying we will get these prices because we still have to wait for the next like a few days to see if we will be breaking out further to the upside and all that good stuff. But as of now, you know, Ether already got the job done, right, with a nice 50% dump and another basically 50% pump. Okay, you only get that from Send Crypto, guys. You only get that from Send Crypto. Most people will give you like Ether dropping like from 4,000 to basically 3,500, 3,700 and all that good stuff. But we've been looking for these big prices over the last few weeks and all that good stuff, right? So you can join the Send Premium. The link in the description if you're looking to join Send Crypto. Regarding alt, BTC, Ethereum, and all the other top and low cap coins and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at Loom for Ivan. So Loom just broke out. I like Loom. Loom is one of my top coins. We did well with Loom. If you've been following Send Crypto, you know since like when? Since May, June 2020, right? May, June, July 2020. We've been talking about what Loom and AGIX and ELF storage, right? They've all been doing well over the last 18 months. Okay, if you've been following some crypto, okay, AGIX right now it is I think like 350, and we were talking about AGIX when it was like under 200 sats and all that good stuff, right? So and the only reason I didn't talk about AGIX in 2021 was like they Binance changed the ticker, and then you couldn't get like the entire chart history. So I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it, right? So you take a look at Loom, right? Right now it is just about like 200 sats. It could still retrace all the way down to like 150, right, to 80 sats. That's going to be a good add-on area to keep an eye on. If you take a look at the volume, volume looks pretty good. It's not going anywhere. People are buying it. It is on Coinbase. It is on Binance. And I think it is on KuCoin also, right? So it is not going anywhere. The chart looks good. Looks like Dusk, right? DUSK. We talked about Dusk when it was like very cheap and sucker pump. We talked about Request, similar chart to Request. You remember when Request was like 150 to 200 sats? We were saying like Request could pump all the way up to 2,000. That's a 10x move, guys. You only get that from Cent Crypto. It is not a day trading setup, okay? It is a macro setup. Could take like 6 to 12 months to basically get the job done. So just got to be patient. And if we take a look at Loom, I like Loom, man. I like Loom a lot. I'm not saying it to make you guys FOMO and all that good stuff, but it is one of my top coins, right? For the next like a few months, right? Or even the entire 20 or 22. So if you take a look at the March, right there, March 2019, guys, Loom picked right around like 2000, and we're still not there yet. Okay, if you take a look at Request, I talked about Request before we pump to that area, right? Before we pump all the way up to right here again, right? March 2019. Remember, Request was right around like 150. Okay, 150 under 200 sat. We also talked about Request back in May 2020 when Request was like 150. So I'm pretty familiar with most of these alt. That's why I like some of these alt, because you can go back and back test your strategy and using the same alt, like Storage, Elf, Loom, AGIX, right? And you name it, many of them, okay? So you can see like this guy pumped all the way up to like a June 2018. Okay, so if we go back to Loom, right? If you go back to Loom and you check your June 2018 prices, right? It is right here, guys. It is almost all the way up to like a 3,000 to 4,000 area. Okay, right there. But that's going to be a longer term, price level to anticipate. We will see if we can get to 1,000 first, right? And then 2,000 could probably retest down to like 1,000 again, or even like 400 range before going to like a 3,000. Okay, but the hardest thing is like to get the trend to get going, right? Which is going to be a good level to accumulate. Reaccumulate. It is still a good hold. It is going to be 150 to 80 sats. So even at 200 sats, it is still a good hold, right? It is still a good hold, and add-on will be 150 to 80 sats, right? So keep an eye on Loom, guys. Loom will basically get the job done in the next like a few months. My golden coin Loom, yeah, I like the chart, man. I think I got few other setups like Loom. I don't think AST got a triangular pattern right now. Will likely break out, but not you. Yeah, AST got a triangular breakout potentially, right? So I'm still bullish on ASD. I don't talk about it a lot, right? We got a small triangular breakout, but it can still retest the the low 200 sats, right? If we break down, the weekly MACD is negative right now, so that we're losing momentum, right? Unless we get another bullish crossover on our MACD right here. So keep an eye on it. MACD is negative, but if we retest the low 200 sats, oops, that's going to be a good deal, especially Loom retesting those levels of 150. AST at the same time could be retesting it, right? And we could be looking for the May, June 2018 prices right there, all the way up to like 6,000, right? Uh, so if we take a look at Pirate Chain, right, for T-Dog, Pirate Chain, guys, like it dumped like, it is giving us a parabolic downtrend. It already got the job done, right? It already pumped a lot. I remember, you talked about it last year, right? And I gave you the chart setup and all that good stuff. But it already pumped a lot. And sometimes these alt, after they pump like so much versus BTC, like 100x and all that good stuff, it can take like another 2 years before they pump against BTC. So you see what I'm saying? So just because we pump like 100x right here, doesn't mean like we will get another 100x in the next like a 3 month or so. It could take like 18 months or like even like 36 months before they pump again. That's why you never see me like talking about alt after they pump. I don't know if you've been, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I don't talk about alt after they pump a lot. You don't see me like talk about like Matic or like, talk about like, let's see, another moon coin like Luna, like talking about Luna going like to 2000 and all that good stuff, because they already got the job done. You don't want to fall for that. Okay, you want to buy these suckers, right, when they moving sideways, like Loom, okay, and AGIX, stuff like that, okay, when they were down, okay. FTM, when FTM was like 50 sats, 100 sats, that's when I was talking about FTM, FET, IOST, IOTX, CELR. I don't talk about those coins anymore because they already pumped a lot. Okay, they already pumped a lot, right? It doesn't mean they can't pump, right? But the risk is very high because once they start a new downtrend, they could be down for like 18 months or even longer, right? So, but going back to Pirate Chain, right? It is giving us a parabolic downtrend, right? So it is, you could be looking to reaccumulate now all the way down to 200 sats. Okay. So right now it is at 2000. So it is a big gap. I don't see a big like a reversal to the upside. You can get like some 20%, 30%, or even like 100% breakout, but the risk is very high. Okay. The risk is very high right now. Okay. But it is a support, right? You at 0.888, looks like it. Yeah, you at 0.888 right there. So you at support. Okay, it is a good level to start reaccumulating, right? And just wait, because you're most likely going to get a big move very soon, because we're at 0.888 and we haven't seen yet a big move since like we got the downtrend. And MACD, it is bullish now, so you could get some juice over the next like a few weeks. But I don't think it is going to be a reversal to go back up to all-time high, right? So you just gotta get that, gotta get that clear, right? Right, Mr. Shu, thanks a lot for tuning in. So now let's take a look at ICX. So Mr. Shu. So ICX, what I've been telling you regarding ICX has been very, very clear and spot on. Okay, ICX, you got two historical price levels to pay attention to. Okay, 2000 and 1400 sats. I told you when ICX was right here, I think like you were FOMOing, and I was like 2000 is support. Make sure to take profits, reaccumulate at 2000 and 1400 sats. Okay, and after that, you know you're done with ICX. You don't need to do anything. You just have to wait for the price level to retest this area of 9,000 to 10,000 sats. And it is going to be March 2019 resistance right here. Okay, and we're not even talking about like to go all the way up to like May, June 2018 price. It could take a while to get there, right? 2018, right? So But the most important price level to keep an eye on over the next like a few weeks, few months, it is going to be 9,000 to 10,000. Just like one chain also, right? Just like one chain. One chain looks very, very good. Okay. It looks very, very good. Okay. So we're looking for the 10,000 area for one chain also right there. Okay. But you got to be very, very patient, guys. Okay. Most likely next time we retest like 4,000, we will break it. Okay. Right now we're at 1,000. So just to go back up to a 4,000 area, you got to pump like what? 4x, right? Yeah. Would close at least 35 to 40% at 4,000 right there. 4,000 to a 4,600 range. Okay. And the next big target going to be 9,000 to 11,000. Right there. And you're done. Don't look at it after that for the next like 6 months, 18 months. Okay. Because it is likely to dump hard, okay, after that. Okay. It is likely to come back down in the next like a few years after that. But you gotta get in at the bottom. You don't want to get in like at 4,000 because I will not be talking about one chain if we break out above 4,000. Hey, what's up, Lou? Thanks a lot for tuning in. But why prices need to go back there to 2019 highs? Because it is just the pattern for most of these alts. You just have to go through the chart to understand what's going on. Okay, we've been spot on with that. With the June 2018. Remember the June 2018 prices back in May 2020. We were looking for May, June 2019 prices, remember, right? And we hit those targets and alt retraced back down to the May, even below the May 2020 prices, right? Like what happened right here, right? Take a look at it. For most alt back in April, May 2020, right? We were looking for what? June 2019 prices, right there. So they hit June 2019 prices, right? And retraced even lower and created a new low, right? Right there, back in January 2021, okay? And after that, some of them, they pumping all the way up to the May, not May, but March 2019 prices. Okay, even back in 2020, some of these alt they even pump all the way up to the March 2019 prices. If we take a look at ELF, a good example is ELF. I think ELF was spot on at 3,000 sats. So ELF, that's exactly what I was looking for right here, June 2019, right? If you guys recall back in 2020 when we got that 100%, 200% pump on ELF right there. Okay, 200% pump out of nowhere. What I was looking for was June 2019 prices. So ELF, it is still pretty juicy. It is likely to go all the way up to 4,600 range. Okay, right there. So that's the next price level. Ignore the wick right there. It was just a wick for most of these alt using coin trader.pro. So ELF on a macro view, it is likely to go all the way up to a 4,000 to a 4,600 range. It is the way I'm looking at the market. You don't have to look at it that way, but it makes it very easy to remember these prices, right? Especially based on date, okay? Because it doesn't matter. If I say like a March 2019 prices, it doesn't matter which alt you're looking at, right? If that alt got like enough price history, you just go back and look at those price levels, right? But some of these alt like that came out like after March 2019, most of them got resistances like back in August 2020. Okay, the August 2020 going to be very important, right, in the next few years, because after we get the next dump, right, after we get the next dump below below these levels, right, remember these alt, they will be going down against BTC most likely forever. Okay, they will be going down against BTC most likely forever, meaning like they're just going to be pumping and dumping and pumping and dumping and stuff like that. So you have to remember these prices, because if let's say Ethereum is like, not Ethereum but ETH, right now it is at let's say 1,000 sats, right? So if BTC goes to $1 million, ETH at 1,000 sats, it is going to worth a lot. You see what I'm saying? So they have to basically dump against BTC, because BTC has to maintain what is 40%, 50% market dominance. So these guys, they can't be like, they can't go up against BTC forever. They only go against BTC temporarily. So that's why you're never gonna see like Ethereum basically breaking out like above like, 1 BTC. You're never gonna see it, probably. Okay? Not in our lifetime. Stuff like that, right? So remember, alt will always be down against BTC. Always, always. 9 out of 10, right? They always will be down against BTC. Uh, let's go ahead and take a look at Shiba Moon, boys. So Shiba, I think last time we talked about Shiba, we talked about the pushback up to a 2,700 range, to a 2,800. It even pushed higher, right? It even pushed higher above like a 3,000, but it is still consolidating. You take a look at the weekly MACD, it is still negative. If we take a look at it on the 3D MACD, it is still negative. So you could get some sideways correction till we get a clean MACD breakout, right? Till we get a clean MACD breakout. Our last, Shiba setup was from like 800, 700 range, all the way up to 7,000. And that was a premium setup. Okay, talk about Shiba. Remember when Shiba was pumping back in May? All of you guys were FOMOing. I was like, don't worry about Shiba, man. We will take care of it. We will take care of it. So after we consolidated long enough, right, back in August, we said, okay, it is time to get in on Shiba. Okay, 700 to 800 range. And guess what, guys? Sucker pump over 10x. Okay, pump over 10x. Okay, right, over 1,000%. So sometimes you just have to be very patient and not FOMO on these guys when they're pumping. You just have to wait for the proper setup. So what you need to look for is just consolidation, potentially, right? If BTC stays above 33, 34, that's going to be good for Shiba, because Shiba most likely going to stay above 2,000. Okay. However, if we break out below the 2,000 support, we're still going to go back to our macro support at, on average 700 range. Okay, and could push all the way up. If we break out above all-time high, we could break out like probably like 2 to 4x above the all-time high, right? But we will discuss it once we get a proper reversal pattern. As of now, just sideways correction. Just have to buy the dip, anything at or below 2,000. Hey, what's up, Mr. Boo? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. MIX. Make sure immutable. MIX USD. So MIX is getting hammered. Okay. So the chart is only down, 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 down. Just pumping. Pump right here to 100% and been dumping. Thanks a lot, Angela. Yeah, I don't see any reversal yet on MIX. on the daily, it is still consolidating. So just have to wait for the support right there again at $2, as low as $2. Right now we at 2.95, right? If we hold support, we could create a potential bull divergence right here. So it looks good on the daily, okay? Even a retest of $2 might not, give us a strong negative momentum on our MACD, not our side. So you could get a bull divergence, right? Either by retesting the $2 or even creating a lower low. So you just don't know what type of pattern you're gonna get, but look out for a potential bull divergence. All right, okay. You did have one right here, but was not strong enough, right? And it dumped. Okay, you did get one right there. So probably the second one could hold, and you could be looking for resistance up to 360 or even up to $4. But primary support $2. If it dumps lower, could be nasty, but we'll see. Okay. So mirror is right around like $1. It is dumping. It is dumping, but got support. If we break the 110 support, we got 80 cents to 90 cents to retest the absolute low, okay, which is nothing but the 2021 lows, okay, right there. December 2020 lows, 2021 lows, right? We actually retested January 2021, so it is still looking pretty good in terms of like consolidation. I just didn't expect like bulls to lose the $3 support, $2 support actually to 20 to 30, but we decided to retest the low. So it could be our wave one on the macro view, right? So if we do not break out below 80 cents, we could be looking at it as wave one, two, and we could be looking for our wave three, four, and five down the road. But that's going to be macro. It could take like months or even years depending on volatility, right? And I think mirror market cap is pretty decent, not very low. So just about like 100 million market cap, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's pretty nice, right? So anything below 100 million market cap, that's, remember this guy was like around like nearly 700 million market cap, right? And the chart looks pretty good, retesting the lows right here, right? So 100 million market cap, I think it is on Coinbase, right? Yeah, it is on Coinbase, Binance, Wabi, Get.io, Kraken, KuCoin. So this guy is not going anywhere, right? So 100 million market cap. I think Atlas is back down to 100 million, right? Yeah, Atlas back to 130. So you want to chase these coins, right? Under like 100 million market cap, not like 20 billion, 10 billion, 5 billion, and all that good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Mina. Mina. Yeah, Mina. So with Mina, you just got to be patient with it, right? You got your first support at 6,000. It looks good, but no divergence yet on our 3D, and price action is looking to a breakout above the 3D 21 EMA. If we get a breakout, we got to break out above the resistance area right here. Secondary support going to be all-time low right there, all right? All the way down to like 3,000. So if the BTC dominance will be breaking out above 50% and all that good stuff, Mina will likely to get minimized all the way down to 3,000, right? So first support, 6,000, 7,000, and secondary support going to be 3,000. This way you're going to save time to buy the dips all the time, and just buy at support and macro support. That's it. Not try to buy in every 2% and all that good stuff, right? So regarding the MACD, you got your consolidation range right here. You want to be selling once we hit like above like 70% right there. That's where you want to be selling at. But as of now, you just have to buy the dips whenever MACD dips. Okay, whenever MACD facing down, it is time to accumulate, right? Especially all the way down to like 3,000. In case we create a wedge pattern, something like that. Okay, just in case, right? You just have to cover the downside. The upside risk could be not upside risk, but the upside potential could be a retest of the previous resistance right here, September 2021 and May 2021 right there. So easy chart. You don't need to do a lot of work. Just buy the dip and wait for the market to do the work. Zilliqa. So Zilliqa, it is still I like Zil BTC for the most part, right? Not Zil USD. So Zil, it is at buy range or reaccumulation range. Started since like 150, okay? Even though it is dipping, okay, we could just get the parabolic move to the downside. That could be pretty nasty, all right? If we get the move all the way back down to retest the, April 2020 lows, April, May 2020s, right? That could be pretty nasty, but it won't be nothing but a parabolic move to the downside, and you want to be buying, okay? So anything below 100 sats all the way down to like 50, 60 sats going to be a good level to reaccumulate, okay? So for ZIL, so it is still a good hold. I know it is going to be a potential 50% dump, but sometimes you just don't know. Okay, right there, right there. If you take a look at it, it looked like ZIL was going to give us a parabolic move to the downside before the push, but take a look at it. Sucker just pumped to the upside. All right. So support, 130 to 150 to 100 sats, primary support, right, and secondary support 60 sats to 50 sats. That's it. And sit tight and relax, because we got to get there. We got to get to our, March 2020 prices all the way up to 600 sats. All right, we got to get there. And we got our June 2018 all the way up to 1200 sats. Right? But it'll take time before we get there, right? Probably a couple of alt season. I mean, why not ZIL USD? If you care about USD only, right? You could trade ZIL USD, but ZIL BTC, it is just easier to trade because you got some parabolic moves, right? It is easier to follow. That way, you just let BTC take care of the USD, and then you're trying to basically let ZIL outperform BTC. All right. So if you traded ZIL, as we said, back in since like when? Since like, I think like 2020, 2019, right? 2020, ZIL and VChain, right? Both of them were around like 50 sats. Think about it, right? In BTC, Okay, you pump like nearly 5x, right? You're gonna be like, oh, it's not a lot, it's only 5x, right? But if you take a look at it in USD, right? Take a look at it right here, right? When ZIL was right around like 50 sats, right? Back then in USD, like 0.003, take a look at it. You pump like 60x. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it is very powerful to trade against BTC, right? Because you're going to get massive gains in USD if BTC pumps, right? And I told you when ZIL was right around like 50 sats back then. Okay, yeah, just like VChain, right? Take a look at VET BTC, right? Same price structure right there, right? And I was basically saying also when VET was like 60 sats, guys, it is time to what? Load up on VET. So VET right now, it doesn't look good, look pretty wet and slippery. So it looks like we could still retesting, could be retesting the trend line support. Not guaranteed yet, but we will see, how our weekly MACD will be behaving over the next like a few days and so on. Okay, if we get a bullish 3D pattern plus a weekly MACD crossover, that could confirm our bullishness. If you think about it, right, back then I was bullish on VET right here because our 3D was bullish, right? Everything was saying like it is time to moon, but we created what? A flat correction and a continuation. And the reason for that was like the weekly time frame did not cross bullish. So right here, all these 3D patterns, right, on the MACD, right, they pushed the weekly time frame to cross bullish, but this time we couldn't. So that's why we're still moving sideways. Okay, but looks good though. It is still a good hold for the next like a few alt season, because we're most likely going to be retesting you know 1,000 to 1,200 sats over the next like a few alt seasons, right? So still a good level to start like accumulating all the way down to the trend line support 100 sats. Right now we at 150, so we even dumped down to 130. And I said it back then, guys. I mean, I'm just tired of repeating myself. But back in 2019, I told you when VET, first pump right here all the way up to 108. I remember all these price levels. Okay, VET was like around 30 sats. I was saying buy 108. I was saying get out. We will rebuy again at 30 sats, 35 sats. Bang. We said right here 34. I mean 220. Get out. We will reaccumulate where? At 60 to 50 sats right there. Okay, and we pump all the way up to like 450. And in USD, when back in January, okay, when January, February, right, when VET was like around like 2 sat, not 2 sats, but 2 cents. Okay, we were calling for what? All the way up to 60, 60 cents, but it pumped all the way up to a 27 and all that good stuff, right? But still a 10x move, right? From 2.5 to 20 cents, right? 25 cents. So Link USD, it is already 1 hour. Link USD, I think I got Link USD. All right, guys. That was the weekly update. Let's do this. So Atom is dumping. I'm looking for Atom to push back up to to a 35, man. That'll be a nice short again for Atom, but we'll see. So Link USD, are you looking at the lower degree or the high time frame? Satoshi, Enter Milan, Canada, aka Satoshi. So link, link is moving in a wedge pattern, right? Right there. Okay. So support for link, it is still going to be the 13.5 to a $15 range, as we said right here on the higher time frame, right? As we said on the higher time frame, okay? 13.5 to a 15.5 range, and we hit that level exactly, okay? So if you promote on the link right there, it dumped back down, you might be panicking. So 13.5, going to be the lower end support, and the next lower end support going to be 9.5 to 11.5. So the trend, it is still very consolidatory, and if we're going to push higher, we will be looking for $80 to $100, right? So still got to reaccumulate the dips and wait on a macro view, okay? So Litecoin, we talk about Litecoin $100 to a 105, right? We talk about Litecoin right here, $100 to 105. So it got a nice bounce, right, from the 97. Okay, so the range of 136 or even up to 145 going to be a good level of resistance for the bears. Okay, and then after that we will take a look at it, right? So if you bought the dip on average $100, you got a 30% gains, right? So a good time to take some profits and wait for Litecoin to cool off. Could we go higher? We could, but it is at resistance right here. The next upper level resistance is going to be up to 160. And the next big support, right, for the bulls going to be on average 71 to a 73 range. Yeah, we talk about the higher time frame for link, right? It can still retest those, not retest, but it can still pump to $80 to $100, but it is still consolidating under $20. Okay, so Luna, let's take a look at Luna, because Luna, it is looking interesting again. I'm gonna like it in terms of like a bearishness once we hit like again 67 to $70 range. So for the bulls, you don't want to be long in Luna above like 66. Got to be taking profits, okay? Got to be taking profits right there. Not even sure if we will push all the way up to that area, because we can still create a short-term flat right here. So if we dump right now without pushing all the way up to a 67 $80 and retest like 53 54, we're going to definitely be retesting $70, okay? Because we will create that flat correction right here. Okay, so Luna short-term support 53 57, the short-term to medium-term resistance, right, 67 to $70. And I will be definitely looking for the 67 to $70 resistance, right? And the 53, we talked about it like a couple of days ago, right? During our last live stream, we talked about the head and shoulder, right? Yes, of course, inverse, right? I know most of you guys going to tell me it's inverse and all that good stuff. Inverse O, reverse O, whatever you want to call it. But 54 to a 53. Right there. All right. So 54, 53 going to be going to going to be the support level, right? We talked about it back in I think like a couple days ago, right? Last during our last live stream, and it could push all the way up to a 61, and if the move is high in terms of volatility, right, it could push all the way up to 67 to a 70. So let's go ahead and move on to Atom. Okay, Atom right here, it is struggling to push high. It is creating another potential distribution top again right there. So if we stay longer in this range between $30 to $32, it is definitely going to be bearish, and we probably won't get to like a 37. So we got to get to 37 as soon as possible, just like Luna looking to get to a 69. So Atom, it is creating a potential bearishness right here, but let's just wait and see. Okay, so let's just wait and see. But next resistance, right, for the bears, again, right, just like what happened over the last few weeks, we shorted right here 42.44 all the way down to 27, and it pumped back up to 36.37. We enter another short all the way down to 26.27, right? So Atom gave us a nice 40% retracement, right, and another 27% retracement, okay, in 2 trades, guys. This guy is pretty volatile, okay? So, and if I want to take a look at it in terms of wave analysis, it is pretty clear, right? Most of you guys probably can spot it, right? We could get the flat correction right here, double top, double bottom right here, and could get the move all the way down to our 22 to a $20 range. Okay, so that's the same exact setup we had right here. I didn't send it, but that's the same exact setup we had right here, okay, on Atom. Okay, and created the wedge pattern and push back up, created the top formation right here and dump down here. So I've been paying attention to Atom over the last few months. Okay, been pretty profitable in terms of volatility and setups, right? I do have a macro bullish setup for Atom, but I just want to wait for more evidences, right, that we can pump to $100, right? Because in terms of wave analysis, if you want to stay macro bullish on Atom, this wave you could count it as wave 1, and that's your wave 2, and you could be looking for wave 3 to the upside. And most of the time wave 3 is what, 1.618 extension of your wave 1. So if we're looking for wave 3 to be 1.618 extension, we could be even looking for like $300 Atom. But if we want to be conservative, we could just look for 1-to-1 up to 1.27. That's going to take us like above $100 or even like $200. If and only if this wave right here is wave 1. Okay, that's wave 1. That's wave 2. And we're saying like, okay, we could be going for wave 3. Right? But we'll discuss it, right, when I get more price data for Atom pushing above like $100 and all that good stuff. Because it seems like we already got 5-way structure, right? That's why I don't want to rush it. It seems like we got 5-wave right here, but we don't know if this wave could be even longer. That's a problem. Okay, it could be even longer, right? Then wave 1 and wave 2, or it might even be like just wave another basically subwave, meaning like this could be wave 1, this could be wave 2, right? And wave 3 could be all the way up there, right? And we could get this wave to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. We don't know yet, okay? I'm just speculating. And then the big wave 5, wave 4 right here, and the big wave 5 could be somewhere right there. We don't know, okay? It could be like that too. right? Something like that. That's possible, but we will see. Okay, I will just stay with the short to medium term bearishness till I get more price data regarding the macro continuation above like $200, $100 to $100 and all that good stuff, right? So we already talked about Litecoin, right? We already talked about. Let's go ahead and take a look at API 3. I know Sucker was pumping over the last few days, but yeah, it is just moving sideways, right? Even though it pumped like over the last few days before the BTC pump, right? So, but you got a negative MACD right now, so the trend is clearly down. So just have to respect the support right there at 7,500 range. Right now we're at 8,500, give or take, right? So 10% drop versus BTC. Okay. The December lows, December 2020 lows right there, all the way down to like a 5,000. So all we've been doing regarding this coin is just dump and pump, okay? Meaning like just consolidating. So you just have to respect these supports, and take profits at 18,000, 20,000 sats. It's actually 180,000, not 18,000, right? 17,000. It's actually 17,000, right? Yeah, 17,000. Is that MF 666? ICP. So ICP, it is creating another potential flat correction. So it is likely to try to retest the $35, $40 range, right? So MACD looks pretty good. We just flipped bullish again, right? But the problem with the 3D MACD as of now is just like we too far below our histogram, right? So it means that we just got to keep on pushing, okay? Keep on pushing till we get above the histogram. So that could be quite challenging because we just don't know if this move going to get rejected again at 36 and retest right here before pushing up, right? It's going to give, it is going to give time to the MACD to push higher, all right? Because we can be retesting the bottoms and MACD pushing high. But overall, it is still, consolidating. Our macro average buy, right, $28 and 17 and a half on average. As of now, it is still holding above, 23, 24. ICP BTC, it is what we need to pay attention to, right? As I was saying before the breakout below 90,000 sats right there, I was saying like the setup looks good. It is a double bottom, a push to the upside. Look to push above the 21 EMA. Failed. If we break out below the 90K sats, we could dump 50% below. Okay, we could dump 50% below. And we did that. Okay, we dumped 50% and push back up. So versus BTC, we got a setup right here. So we most likely, okay, try to push back up to 85 to 95,000 sats again. Yeah, it is slightly negative right here. So just got to hold the 4,000 to 4,500 sats, right? To get the move right there, just like what happened right here, possibly, okay? It is going to be a boring consolidation for ICP because we just don't know how long we're going to be consolidating below the 90K support right now. That's the problem, because if we stay here for the next like few months, right? We've seen it with ADA, when ADA was like 400 sats, 600 sats. I was saying like just accumulate between 600 sats, 400 sats, right? So, and wait for the next like a bull trend. Oh, he changed the name from 666, right? MF. Let's see. Let's go back to BTC. Most of you guys want to talk about BTC. All right. Yeah, Litecoin is looking pretty good, man. 137. So if you bought the dip for Litecoin at 105 to $100, got to take some profits, right? If you've been following the channel long enough, you know $100 to up to 105 was the price support for Litecoin. Go back to BTC. Luna is pumping. And let's take a look at Uni, right? So Uni gave us a nice consolidation right here. So this type of consolidation, you just have to remember them, okay? They looks like a sometimes if you flip it, it looks like a top formation. If you do Alt-I, right, it looks like a clean top formation, okay? So that's one of the reasons why I'm bullish on it and looking for the up to 15 or even $16 target for Uni, okay? Let's go flip it, all right? So you got a nice consolidation right there, bottom formation, similar to what we had right there, okay? And pushed to the upside, created another top formation right there. If we take a look at Atom, that's the same setup we had on Atom, right? Right there at the top. Right there at the top. Right there. That's why we enter the short on Atom right around like 42 to a 44K area. If you flip the Atom chart, you will get what? The Uni setup right there, right? That's the same setup we just talked about regarding Uni. If you flip it, so it takes a lot of a lot of times, right, to sometimes learn these patterns and be patient also, right, regarding these setups. So Uni, let's go back to Uni. So if we can stay above 1088, we can definitely go even all the way up to like the January 20th, right? Or even like a January 16 prices, right? Right around like $17, $18 right there. But short-term resistance going to be, 15.5, 14 to a 14.5 to a 15, up to a 15, right? Basically, right there, okay? And secondary resistance up to a $16. And tertiary resistance up to the moon. Okay, yeah, there's going to be, it is going to be some volatility, so not looking for like exact numbers, okay, just looking for the range. And stop loss got to suck it up, guys, got to suck it up. 1088 right there, or even lower if you're comfortable with it, right, down to like a 1073, depending on your position sizing and all that good stuff. It is a clean setup, okay? And if we take a look at Uni BTC, it has a clean setup. right, against BTC. Has a clean 3D bull divergence right here. So even if bulls want to trade UniBTC, they just have to suck it up, stop loss around like 26.40, something like that, right? And first resistance up to like 31, right? And secondary resistance going to be all the way up like a 36.85 right there. But primary resistance, right? Because it could be a flat correction right here where we basically just going to be even like moving sideways right here before going up. So we don't know what we're going to get. Just have to respect the first resistance up to 31,000 just in case we get a triple bottom. But MACD doesn't look like it wants to create a triple bottom, because if we push higher right there, I don't think a triple bottom will dump all the way down here again. Okay, but we will see. Okay, I'm just speculating, but it looks good as of now. Uni and 1 inch. I had a 1 inch similar setup, but I just chose to suck it up, because the reason for the 1 inch setup was like the stop loss has to be very deep. Okay, I was looking at it last night and I was like, okay, if I have to suck it up, I got to put my stop loss like 15% below. Yes, it could pump like 33%, but I was like, okay, 15% is kind of a lot, right? So let me just suck it up and take the unit setup, right? But in term of in term of pattern, they both look similar, right? Unit and 1 inch. ADA also got a pattern, a bullish pattern for a potential push to all the way up to 160, but it has to hold the 109 or even down to like 108 range. As long as we can hold, if we create a flat correction right here, we could get a ballistic move all the way up to 140 and move sideways right here and try to retest even the 150 to 155. But got to hold the support. So bulls stop loss got to be somewhere around like 107 right here. If we retest the 109 or even below 107 right there, 105, depending on position sizing, right? Because the move could be big, all right? But the volatility range you're going to get in this area, right? Going to be the key, because you could get stopped out very quickly, even though price action could pump later on, right? So if we retest like 109, 111, that's going to be a good entry for the bulls, right? And if bulls want to suck it up and FOMO, and enter at 118, 119, they still got to suck it up and put a stop loss at 12% down. Not bad if you're looking for like the 156, right? Because market is green right now, so most likely you got a high probability to make profits when you go long than when you short, right? So we talk about 3 short-term setups: uni, 1 inch, ADA, and even Luna and all that good stuff, right? Yeah, Luna looks good, okay? But I will be very happy if we hit anywhere between 67 to 70 sats. And by the way, I'm holding Luna spot, so it doesn't really matter. So oh man, we didn't talk about XRP. Man, all them XRP moon boys gonna kill me. So XRP, hopefully you guys accumulated the dips on XRP at 50 cents and all that good stuff. When XRP was right around like $1, I said, guys, don't buy XRP at $1. XRP is below the weekly. We could be below we could dump below the weekly 21, and XRP doesn't perform well below the weekly 21. Okay, you just have to accumulate it when it dump. When it dump, like let's say it dumps like 40-50%, you got to accumulate XRP, because historically I told you guys XRP 50 cents, 55 cents, right? You know, it is a macro support right there. So people now going to be FOMOing and calling for XRP going to the moon and all that good stuff, and it could just be a temporary pop. Okay, it is still below the weekly 21. So the 55, right, all the way down to 50 cents, it is still a support area in case we retest it again, right? So if you've been following our channel long enough, you know we talk about 55 when XRP was like almost above like 95, right? Above 95. So, and you know, sucker dumped like over 40% after that. So that's a steal, man, for XRP. Okay, so we got a potential descending triangle. I know if we dump below the 50 cents, it could be pretty nasty, really. All right, so it could be pretty nasty. So temporarily, okay, temporarily, okay. 0.618 going to be all the way down, depending on how you want to draw it. Okay, if you want to draw it like from the 10 cents all-time low, or if you just want to draw it from the 7, not all-time low, but you know, the March 2020 dump. If you want to draw it from the December 2020 lows right there, 0.618 going to be at 45 cents. All right. However, if you want to take the entire shot right there, 0.618 going to be at 32 cents, give or take. So, you know, even if we break out below 50 cents, you know, we got another historical support right there at 32 cents. Okay. So I wouldn't worry about XRP, you know, buying the dips, anything below 50 cents and all that good stuff till we really hit like 33. Okay. Because that could seal the deal for the next like a big move. Okay, we just don't know if we will be going all the way up to $8-10 from 50 cents, or if we're going to $8 to $10 from like a, you know, 45 to 32 cents. Okay, capiche? Right. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for hitting the likes. XLM is pumping. Okay, I mean XLM, guys, like just like XRP, I told you when XLM was right there. Okay, we will be dumping down to the you know, 16-14 cents. Okay, and hopefully you know, you guys been paying attention and all that good stuff, because sometimes some people, they just ask about a chart setup and they forget about it. But they just ask, right, and don't put it like on their watch list, and when price dump, they forget about it, right? Yeah, it seems like it retested the 0.618 based on the October lows, right? December, October lows. Okay, so if we break out below 17, we will be looking for the 11 cents. And if and only if XRP is to retest, like let's say 45, 30 cents, all that good stuff, most likely, you know, XLM will retest 11 cents, 12 cents range. However, if XRP is to break out above $1 and pump all the way up to $3, $4 and all that good stuff, we will talk about the next macro directional target for this guy also, right? We already talked about like $3, $4 and all that good stuff, but we will review it, okay? Need to take out the trend line resistance right there, right here, and right here based on trend line resistance, okay? But just to keep it short, the 17 cents, it is still going to be a good support. Secondary support, 11 cents. Okay, because the entire move right here, once again, could just be a gigantic bull flag, right? Right there, it could be a massive bull flag for the next like a macro trend. So you just don't know when we're going to get the breakout. So you just respect these Fibonacci's supports and price supports. Okay, and if that's going to be our wave one, gosh, can you imagine our wave three, guys? Whoa, going to be very, very, very pumpy, very, very, very bullish. All right, guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. It seems like you guys are already enjoying the market pump. If you bought the dip and all that good stuff, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.